Harper Audio presents The Lost Ones, a novel by Sheena Kamal. Performed by Bahni Turpin. Part 1. Chapter 1. The call comes in just after 5 in the morning. I am immediately on guard because everyone knows that nothing good ever happens this early. Not with a phone call, anyway. You never get word that a wealthy relative has passed and is leaving you his inheritance before 9 a.m. It's fortunate, then, that I'm already awake and on my second cup of coffee, so I'm at least moderately prepared. I've just come back from my walk, where I leaned over the edge of the seawall and contemplated water that is calm and gray, just like the city itself at this time of year. As usual, I had tried to see the warm, dark current that flows from Japan and turns into the North Pacific, tempering the cold and spreading its tepid fingers to the coastline. And as usual, it refused me the pleasure. Vancouver. Some people say it's beautiful here, but they've never idled in the spaces that I call home. They've never been down to Hastings Street, filled with its needles and junkies. They've never considered the gray sky and the gray water for months on end as rain pours down in an unsuccessful attempt at cleansing. Then comes summer, and it is so hot that you can roast marshmallows on the fires that burn through the forests in the province. Summer right on the coast is nice enough, but still several months away when my phone rings. I stare at the unfamiliar number on my call display and, after a moment of hesitation, decline to take it. Several seconds later it rings again. I'm intrigued. I answer, if only because I've always admired persistence in a caller. Hello? There's a long pause after the person on the other end explains in a hoarse voice why he is calling. The pause becomes awkward. I can tell the caller is fighting himself, wanting to say more but knowing this is a bad idea. No one wants to talk to a rambler over the phone, especially one you've never met before. I imagine the caller sweating on the other end. Maybe his hands have gone clammy. The phone slips from his grasp, and I hear it clatter on the ground. He swears for a full 30 seconds as he struggles to pick it back up and regain his composure. "You still there? Did you hear what I said?" he asks. "Yeah, I heard," I say, when the silence has become excruciating. "I'll be there." Then I hang up. I've never heard the name Everett Walsh before, but according to him, I may know something about a missing girl. He does not tell me what, though. I consider not meeting him, but he sounds desperate, and if there's one thing that draws me more than persistence, it's desperation. Even though finding people is part of what I do for a living, what would I possibly know about a missing girl to warrant a call at this hour? His desperation is so fresh and raw, I can almost taste it. Chapter 2. It's a brisk winter morning in Vancouver. I would have said wet, but that's implied when you're talking about the West Coast at this time of year. In this city, when in doubt, err on the side of precipitation. I sit at a bus shelter across the street for an hour before the meeting, even though my ancient, beat-up Corolla is parked in the lot. People in cars tend to avert their eyes from those waiting at bus stops, unless the light is red and they have nowhere else to look. Since there is no traffic light here, I feel invisible. From my perch, I can see the cafe and the parking lot clearly. The cafe is brightly lit at the counter, but dim everywhere else.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?